Speaking of Hall of Fame catchers in my heart, fan favorite, one of my favorite players of all time, Russell Martin, officially announced his retirement over the weekend. Of course, he has not played since he made his I don't know if it's triumphant, but he made his fun return back to the Dodgers in 2019. And, he was part of the Funny Face crew, which was kind of weird. But Russell Martin retired. Fine career. He had a number of great moments between, his time in L.A., between the Yankees, a lot of great moments with the Pirates. And, he was kind of there with the Blue Jays. But, guys, we're Dodger fans. We've been Dodger fans all our lives. Do you have any Russell Martin? You being the second oldest here at the table, do you have any long-standing Russell Martin moments that just really are like, oh?
When I read your question, I didn't have to think about it. Yeah. The greatest moment as a kid, really, or just growing up early in the 2000s, was the 4+1 game. Yeah. And he hits the third home run in that comeback without Russell Martin. That moment probably doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Yes, I kind of wanted to talk about the pitching and the ERA and this and that, but no, I think that moment was so spectacular. And when we talk about Russell Martin 10 years from now, 20 years from now, he's always going to be included in Dodger lore because of that moment. Now, he was a great player for the Dodgers, a great clubhouse guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, he helped the younger players coming along. I love to see him come back. I love what he did in 2019. But for me, it's the 4+1.
Got anything?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to cheat here. It's the whole 2007 season. His finest season as a pro. All-Star, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. Came one home run away for a 2020 season as a catcher, which is just insane. I mean, you were probably that does not happen a whole lot. I don't know if JT Realmuto has done that, but there's a very short list of guys who have the talent and the tools to pull off a 2020 season with a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger at catcher. So that whole year for me is my favorite Russell Martin memory.
Yeah, I mean, watching this guy come up through the organization, you heard so much about him, especially back in the day, 2004, 2005 era, the Jacksonville Five. It was him, it was James Loney, it was Russell Martin. I mean, Matt Kemp. Shout out to Matt Kemphead over there. This is where we cut in some B-roll. The Dodger legend, Joel Guzman, and of course Chad Billingsley. They go out and win the Southern League AA championship that year in 2005. Then most of them make the call up in 2006 because, well, that team wasn't all that great. But mine is a very stupid one. I don't know if it's a sentimental thing, but one of my all-time favorite Russell Martin moments. I was at the ball game, and surprise, Nomar Garcia-Parra got hurt, and I was in right field pavilion, and I was telling my buddy, I was like, watch, Russ is going to play third because he was out that game or something or he's catching. Anyways, I was like, Russell Martin's going to make his debut. He's going to play third base for the first time. I know it's going to happen. I see Russ coming out of the dugout. I'm like, yeah, go man! Anyways, it was a moment for me.
Special.
I guess. Yeah. I liked it because I was involved.
The Clint called shot.
Oh yeah. I've been.
That's all you, baby.
Hot take in the hot corner.
Russ, I love you. Russ, send us some of your. What is he making? Booze, like seltzer.
If Kimbrel doesn't get it together, I'm just saying. Maybe Russ for closer. You never know.
Closer by committee with him and JT.
Could happen. I like that. And Hanser, maybe. They're working Hanser a little bit.
I prefer a 0 ERA. Okay. Guys, rapid fire. And we're going to actually try to keep this rapid fire because we usually tend to go a little long in the tooth. We did. I'm getting us back into numbers of games and where we're at in the season. We passed the quarter pole of the season a little over a week ago. We're approaching the third pole. But for the sake of ease, we're going to call this quarter pole grades A, B, C, F. How do you guys grade the offense, the starting rotation, the bullpen, and always a favorite of Dodger fans, Dave Roberts, this year. Dave Roberts' decision-making so far this year. So you got bullpen, rotation, offense, Dave Roberts' decision-making. You get 3 seconds to add anything beyond the grade. You get your elevator pitches, say why not, why you went that route. Anything over 3 seconds, I'm going to break a bottle over your head. Eric, how do you feel about this Dodger offense, ABC, F?
Can I do plus or minus grades? You would do it if the roles were reversed.
Yeah, I would, but that's why you don't ask. You just do.
B+ for the offense. Had a couple nights where you just needed to score 5 runs to get the win.
That's fair. I'll keep them all on you for right now. What about the starting rotation?
A-, all things considered. It's been pretty damn good. They lead the league in ERA.
And lead the league in injuries, probably not. Not rotation, the other one, bullpen. I forgot, sticking with you.
B-. I mean, it's tough. You're missing Blake Trinan. You're missing Victor Gonzalez, who I've always liked, but B-.
And the always favorite Dave Roberts' decision-making, ABCF. What do you think about what Dave's done so far with the coaching?
A, just to piss everybody off.
Ooh, it's at EEULAU. Doug, ABCF, how do you feel about this Dodgers offense so far?
Offense, I have to go with an A. I have to go with an A. That's all I can say with that time. A lot of it.
Maybe I'll decide to dig into it. Bullpen, we'll switch it up. What about your bullpen?
Bullpen, that one I struggle with because we look at the injuries they've sustained. From one aspect, we've seen guys like Phillips and Yency Almonte. They start to emerge. They're going to help this team. I like their stuff, and I think one of the silver linings with these injuries is the fact that we found some new guys. But based on all things considered, I'm going to give them an A-. An A-. I mean, they lead the league with the lowest ERA, or third, I think the third in Major League Baseball, 3.06 ERA. So right at the top, but I think dealing with the injuries, not having their high leverage guy in Blake Trinan, dealing with that and still being able to go out there and perform, I'm just going to give them a B.
Do we cut in the clip from Rick and Morty? Disqualified! Disqualified!
There's one every year.
Listen,
I'll fast forward.
Seconds last much different on Planet Doug, I'll tell you. What about the starting rotation?
Starting rotation, this one I'm going to give it A-. Did you say A-? I'm going to give it A- as well because I think their top two guys are the back end guys are pitching the frontline guys right now in Anderson and Gonson, whereas Urias and Buehler they're still trying to find it and really be their best self. So right now I'll go with an A-, but the numbers don't lie. They'll still when you look at run prevention right now. A 2.56 ERA first and second in WHIP. So they're still performing very well. And also the injury to Clayton Kershaw, to Andrew Heaney. So I think all things considered, right up there at the top. If I think this rotation is the rotation that they need to win it all, that's a different conversation. But based on what they've done so far, an A-.
So you're the guy in the chair for DN Postgame Show, where it's the most reactionary show we have here on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Subscribe. Dave Roberts, I want your opinion, and how do you think the fans would grade Dave Roberts' decision-making so far, almost 50 games into the season as of this recording?
See, I think the interesting thing with that is a lot of the issues stem from him taking out Urias and Buehler and Gonson early in starts. Now I'm to face the order third times. Kershaw's perfect game. Really is probably the most discussed one early on, but not as many moments, especially without with the DH in the National League. You kind of taken away some of the decision-making power from Dave Roberts. But I think navigating his way through some of these injuries early on, right up there at the top of Major League Baseball, they've built a nice cushion in the National League West. And to me, I think if the fan base would grade him, I think they'd give him probably a C-, right? A C-, but the job I think he's doing, I think easily you could give Dave Roberts a nice solid B+. Nice solid B+. I think there were some of the close games, losing out on those, and when you consider the strength of the schedule, maybe a couple more wins left on the table. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, other than that Phillies series, they performed very well. But I'm one of those guys where I want to make you work for that A. Okay, so I'll give you a B+ now, and hopefully at the end of the season you can get that A.
3 seconds from Doug. For me, I'm going C on the offense because it's being carried by 3 dudes plus a little bit of Gavin Lux, and oddly enough, Austin Barnes. So I'm going to go see there's room for improvement in that offense, a lot of room for improvement. The starting rotation, you got to go A because what they're doing without the ace and battling injuries is impressive. Bullpen, B, room for improvement, but they're doing great. They're doing a great job doing what they're supposed to do, save for Craig Kimbrell of late. Dave Roberts, B, because he hasn't done anything to help the team. He hasn't outmanaged anybody. He's just there, With the DH, I like the DH point. DH is managing with training wheels, and, he's staying on the bike.
But I will say, my new appreciation...
Great manager. Nobody else is better than Dave Roberts.
I think my new appreciation from going to these games, being in this clubhouse, seeing how he operates is what I didn't realize before is just how he really runs the show from everything with the Dodgers, from meeting with the front office to meeting with the players. And he just upholds a culture there. And there's an energy that he brings. And I know the players, they buy in to their roles on this team. So I think there's no stat that really shows that. Really, the intangibles are off the chart, in my opinion, when it comes to Dave Roberts. I think he plays it very even keel. He knows that there's a bullseye on him. They drag him through it whenever something goes wrong. He knows that he's public enemy number 1 when the LA loses. But I think he handles it very well.
Mm-hmm. Guys, that's our takes. If you want to throw your takes, leave them in the comments. What are your grades for the Dodgers so far at this quarter pole play? Plus, what do you think about Will Smith as a cleanup hitter? And will the Dodgers potentially go out and make a trade at the deadline to add another slugger? And is the weak schedule a reason the Dodgers have done so well so far this season? I am Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. That guy's DMac_LA. This is Eric Eulau. That is at EEULAU on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow us. Follow Dodgers Nation on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe while you're here. You're going to have a good time.